Okay, hey, my name is CLEAVE, and here we go. What is this? All right, this is a knife video, but not a battle song video. This is an Emerson Wave opening technique video. I guess I worked on this technique for so long years ago when I got my first Emerson Wave, and just to the point where it felt like second nature. That's how you want any defense to be. You don't want to stop and think about it, you know, you just want it to happen. So I'm going to show you this technique real quick. Okay, this only really matters if you carry an Emerson Wave. If you don't, I don't know what you think is better or faster. If you're unfamiliar with the Emerson Wave, it's got this little hook here on the back of the blade. That hook catches on your pocket as you pull it out, and so the knife actually deploys right as you pull it out. I mean, what's better than that? I mean, it's insane. All right, this is a CQC 4K. These are like 25 bucks. How am I not sponsored by Emerson? How? Okay, so anyway, Emerson Wave. So here's the deal. Wait, if you're getting grief about carrying a knife, let me tell you, anybody that's arguing against you carrying a knife, every time you leave the house, have them watch a video of mine called Luckiest Day of My Life, Why I Carry a Knife. Have them watch that video. It's 30 minutes long, totally worth it. Sit down, watch that video. They'll be convinced you need to have a knife with you when you leave the house. And when you do, this is the knife. All right. Why? Because you deploy it with one hand? Sure, that's fantastic. You know, you don't have to, mess around with it. But really what we're thinking about is self-defense, right? So in my life, I was, especially younger, I got in so many fights. Couldn't even tell you how many fights I was in where I had a knife in my pocket. Never crossed my mind to pull a knife out in a fight. So only in my life, one time actually, have I pulled a knife in self-defense. And maybe I'll tell you that story in a second. But in the meantime, okay, let's deal with the Emerson and what goes on with this. The only drawback to this knife, and there's no way of honestly getting around it because I have thought about it. When this knife comes out of your pocket, this is the grip that you're in, right? And this is not a defensive grip, unless you're, I don't know who you're fighting where you're getting them away going like this. This is not a defensive grip. If I'm fending off multiple attackers, if I'm one-on-one, I'm not pulling a knife. 2-on-1, I'm not pulling a knife unless these dudes are gnarly. 3-on-1, yeah, knife's coming out. But this is the grip I want, right? I want the blade facing out, and I want a fist. I want the pommel poking just through on the inside. This is the grip I want to defend myself, right? Just like this. So what I spent so much time working on was getting the knife to come out of my pocket in this grip, but transfer it to this grip. And so I do what I was calling a dust up, where it comes out and you just bring it along the side of your pants, and boom, that gives you this little twirl into this grip. So, and actually, God, now that I'm thinking back, here's actually how I used to work this, you guys. So if you draw a knife on somebody, it's called brandishing a weapon, even if you're just like this, right? So what I had worked out was taking one step back. All right, this is actually how I used to work it out. I used to get my shirt in the way. Everything's in the way. Long sleeves, like, you make it real life. When you're training for something, you want it to be as realistic as possible. So if you are used to drawing on something, but now your shirt is in your way, you're going to have a problem, right? So this is how I used to work this move. Was I would stand there and I would take one step back. I'm picturing this whole thing in my head. Take one step back and I make contact with the knife. Now when I draw that, you don't see the knife. You don't see a knife. You heard the knife, but I have not brandished a weapon at this point, right? All I've done is let you know that there's something going on behind my back. Now, did you know it was in that grip? No, you didn't know. But you heard that. So that's how I would work this. And then, when it comes time for actual defense, I'm ready. This is a solid fighting. I'm untrained. This, I feel like I'm defending myself against a lot of people. So that's it. Emerson CQC 4K. There's my recommendation. Work on that little technique. Super cool, super fast. And once you get it to where it's coming out and that's where it's going, then you don't even have to think. You know, take one step back and... All right, see you guys soon.